Hi guys, Lexi here. Today I wanted to do something different on my blog. Instead of writing like I usually do, I wanted to do a video for a page in my journal series. Today I was talking to a friend about the inner child, the internalized child that most of us carry. And she was talking about how she had an experience when she was 15, and she wasn't obviously very young then at 15. You've already had a lot of experiences by then. But there was this memory from when she was 15 years old of how she had her first job and something happened with a coworker and she was embarrassed and humiliated. And what happened is, like what most people do when you experience something like that, you immediately stuff it down because you have to get on with your day. You have to get on with your job. You don't want to lose your face at work, certainly not your first job at 15, and you just move on. So now she's much, much older and she's looking at getting another job, but following something that's more in her passion. And what's coming up for her is this block of not wanting to move forward because she's terrified of being humiliated or being embarrassed in this new line of work. She's still holding on to that idea, that trauma. I mean, it's not obviously a severe trauma, but it was traumatizing enough to hold on to that vibration of I have to have everything figured out and I better know what I'm doing all the time so I'm not embarrassed. And so we talked about going back to that experience that she had when she was 15 and start to actually feel that and think about what that means. You know, because when we're young, especially really young children, we don't always know what the meaning is, or we don't always know what adults mean when they say or do something, and we give it a meaning ourselves. And sometimes that meaning is not true and it's not in alignment with our truth. But we put this meaning on whatever the situation was that happens, and then we carry that if it had a strong emotion to it, if there was something that didn't feel right to us, but we had to suppress it because we had to keep going or listen to the adults and just survive the experience. And a lot of times we kind of feel blocked as adults and we feel kind of stuck. And it may not necessarily be anything that has to do... There's a hummingbird behind me right now. See him up on my head? So cool. Sometimes we feel a little bit blocked or stuck as adults and we're not sure what's going on. And sometimes it doesn't have to do with anything that's actually happening in the moment. It has to do with some energy, some meaning we're holding on to from childhood around the situation. So we can always go back and we can talk to that inner child. We can talk to that, you know, whatever age we are, and ask them, hey, what's going on? What do you need? What do you need me to hear? What do you need me to feel? And sometimes it's just as simple as, you know, just talking to that child self, and whatever comes up, you know, maybe suddenly you have the thought that, oh, well, I didn't feel supported in this, or I didn't feel I had a choice in this. So now I'm kind of acting out. Now I'm bringing it up because I didn't have a choice back then, but I'm an adult now. And so now I have a choice to behave in some certain way, but it may not be the way that you as an adult want to behave. It might be an irrational fear. As an adult, we're like, well, I'm not afraid of that, but for some reason I feel like I can't move forward. Why is that? A lot of times it's because that's that child part of you that never got to move through that fear. So I'm going to read a passage in my journal that I wrote a little while ago. And this is really kind of an interesting, because this is the first time that I actually went into my journal, and instead of just writing out my feelings, I started actually initiating a conversation with an inner part of me. And I actually got some response back, and it was kind of cool. So I'm gonna read a little bit to you guys and try to make it kind of a two-way conversation, see if we can follow along. But this is just something else that, you know, you can do when you're feeling stuck in an emotion, or something's not moving forward, or something feels off. You can always use writing as a tool just to get the energy out and moving, or as a tool to ask yourself some questions and see what kind of answers might pop up. All right, so this was April 22nd, 2018. So this was very recent that I wrote this. Not sure why I picked this journal up. maybe the next layer of this faithful journal is here to help me move through. I have a headache. Again, I've had headaches every day this week. They keep coming and coming and coming. I feel foggy, tired, pressure, and pounding. Not sure if it is something emotional or just physical. I don't know where to go with it. Is it allergies? Could it be my hormones, gut issues? I definitely have a little bit of the ulcerative colitis symptoms going on as well. Not sure why I'm writing, but I just feel like writing. I want to be free. I want to be energetic. I want to be strong and clear-minded. My business, Healing at the Heart, is really coming along in my own way. I don't really have many clients yet, but I am new, and I am doing lots of videos and writing, and I'm really practicing my energy work and my intuitive clairvoyance. I'm really reconnecting with my channeling abilities, which is really pretty cool. I have visions now when I do some of my intuitive readings for someone, so that is exciting. And it really is all good. It really feels good to do this work, whether I have paying clients or not. I still feel like I need to be free. I need to spread my wings and fly, but I'm not sure what that means. I think when I start to become really clear of my mind and I take really good care of my body and I bring a little more passion into my life, I actually get scared. It feels so good to be in my flow. And when I get in my flow and when things start to come really fast and manifest themselves, I get scared. I get scared of the unknown, of not having a clear path laid out in front of me. Doubts start to creep in, uncertainty that I can be in my fullness and following my desires and be healthy. And what? I don't know. I'm afraid I won't have any or enough followers of my teachings. Why am I afraid that people won't want to listen to me? Why am I afraid that people won't want to follow me or have sessions? Why is that? Why does that even matter? Am I giving my power away to others? Because I can be happy whether or not anybody listens to what I have to say or not. Why do I need followers to feel okay? Money. Why do I feel I need money to be okay? Clients. Why am I thinking I need to get more clients? I don't have a desire to go out and get more clients. I want those that are wanting to work with me and resonate with me to just show up. I know this is possible. It happens all the time. Yet I get scared and I start to shut down and push away. I'm afraid that what if I'm all alone? What if I try my business and I really go for it and nobody shows up and I end up all alone? All alone and not making any money? Now that is uncomfortable. So that was some free writing I just did in the beginning of my journal, and I just start writing out my thoughts. All these thoughts, that are going through our minds. Even I have these thoughts. It's not that they really mean anything, but sometimes they're just swimming around in there, and writing them down, helping get the flow going, starts to uncover what's really, going on, especially behind the headaches that I've been having. So then it changed when I said, now this is uncomfortable. Now this is uncomfortable, these thoughts I'm thinking. Now I'm getting down to the emotions of, okay, I'm really uncomfortable. Now that my thoughts are out of the way, my thoughts are out, I can start to feel that uneasiness. And then this is what happened as I started writing to that uncomfortable place, and then my inner child popped up and started actually answering back to me. Okay, so here I go. This is me writing, the adult me. What if I just decide to have fun? Do what feels good for the fun of it. If it is just me on this journey, then it is just me. Now this is some free writing that came up. This is the child part of me that answered back to that. I have to suppress this. I can't let this adventurous spirit take over. It is dangerous to want to fly. It is dangerous to be fully in the flow of life. When you start to spread your wings, we stop you. We keep you safe. What if you have a bathroom accident on your adventures? Remember, I have ulcerative colitis, or have some of the symptoms still anyway. What if you can't clean up after a bathroom accident? What if you can't take care of yourself? It isn't safe. This is your headache talking. We are trying to keep your spirit suppressed so you're safe. You can't be adventurous. Your body is not well. It won't allow you to do it. We won't allow you to do it. Don't get too big. Don't get too bright. Freedom is dangerous. We must suppress it. And then my adult self, I don't like the way this feels. How can I help you change this? Child self, we don't want you to. It's too tense, too scared. No, we're not ready. Adult self, it's okay to do things afraid. It's okay to be willing to evolve, even when you're scared. I really am ready for you to move on. I really do have an adventurous spirit and wanting to come outside my comfort zone and my bubble. What age are you? Child self, we are 6. We weren't ready to go to school. I didn't feel safe, and yet I had no choice. Now I have a choice, and I say no, I want to be safe. I didn't want to go to school, and now that we have a choice, we don't want to go forward with what you're doing. It's just not safe. We want to stay safe. Adult self, I understand, and I love you. But we are 35 now. Now we can make a new choice together. I want to help you feel better. It doesn't feel good staying in this old energy. It doesn't feel good. It's like my body's trying to move forward and my mind is stuck back. May I hold you while I feel the insecurities that you are holding on to? Can we feel this together and move on? And my child self responds, yes. So that is a conversation that I obviously had with my 6-year-old self, and all this week I was, a little bit unsure of these headaches. What was going on? I obviously don't like the headaches. They don't feel good, and I feel like I can't really work well and clearly and do what I want to do. But when I finally allowed myself to kind of write and actually talk to the headache, I did it through my journaling, but you can just do it, just by going out in nature and just closing your eyes and going within, sensing within wherever the ache is in your body or the uneasiness and talking to it. My child self came through, and it made a lot of sense. I realized that every time I start to step way out of my comfort zone, really want to shine, really want to create some more of myself, really wanting to cultivate myself and be more around larger groups of people, more out in public, I start to not feel well, and I get headaches, or I get ulcerative colitis comes back, and now I have more of an awareness that, it's not because I'm not doing what I want to be doing. No, this is absolutely who I am and what I want to be. But there's a part of me that didn't feel safe way back then when I started school. I was very empathic, open child. Not only was it, I bombarded by everyone's emotions and feelings constantly, but I was also pretty brutally teased and bullied from kindergarten all the way through until I dropped out of high school. It was relentless. When I was 13, I even had, cosmetic surgery. I had my ears pinned back because that was my main thing, was my ears stuck out. And I would just be teased to no end for years and years and years. And so school was never safe for me. And I would express this to my parents, but of course I had to go to school. They couldn't homeschool me. And they didn't want me to just run from situations that made me uncomfortable anyway. I completely understand, why I had to go through this, why I experienced this, and I am grateful for the experience now, even though it was really hard. But that little, 6-year-old me wasn't able to feel through it, wasn't able to make sense of it, and never really moved through the emotion of wanting to protect herself. So now that I'm the adult, I want to move forward into the world again. I want to do so much more, but there's a part of me that I'm aware of now, but there's a part of me that is like, oh my gosh, no, it is not safe. We can't do this. It's not safe. So now I get the opportunity. I love to do visualizations. I go in my mind and I imagine my adult self cradling that 6-year-old and holding her and allowing her to feel the panic, allowing her to feel the fear of having to be somewhere and not feel safe. So I did that night after I wrote this. I did that, and I went to bed really early. I was so tired. And I woke up the next morning very clear, no headaches. I had headaches for like 6 days. And I felt at peace, so much more at peace by allowing it to come through. Now, of course, when I sit behind my computer and start to create something, a little bit of uneasiness still comes up, and it will until I, walk through it and I just allow it to be there and be okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. A little bit about how I do some inner child work and, you know, another layer of what could be behind something that's keeping you feeling blocked or stuck. It's not necessarily something you're doing wrong as an adult or something you can't overcome. It's just becoming more aware of what's really going on in there. What are we really feeling? And allowing ourselves to feel it. Allowing that child in us to finally feel what they didn't get to feel so long ago. Have a great day, guys.